From the brand new Phillipsburg High School Gymnasium on the campus of Phillipsburg High School in Lopatcong Township, New Jersey, Stateliner Sports Network proudly presents Phillipsburg Stateliner Wrestling. This afternoon, it is the semifinal round of the 2020 Hunterdon Sussex Warren Wrestling Tournament. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mike Moore, and along with Bob Kerp, we'll be bringing you all the hold-by-hold of this afternoon's semifinal round. Phillipsburg Wrestling on the Stateliner Sports Network is brought to you by Rothman Orthopedics, proud to be the exclusive partner of the NJSIAA and to support Stateliner Athletics. Visit RothmanOrtho.com to make an appointment and stop dealing with pain. Get back to truly living. By Ahart, Frinzi & Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at afsinsurance.com. By Urco Credit Union, 450 Hillcrest Boulevard in Phillipsburg and 2240 Northampton Street in Easton. Great rates, low fees. Clean up those after the holidays bills with a low-cost personal loan. Visit us at urcocu.com. By the Buxton Athletic Training Center in Randolph, New Jersey, for all of your wrestling training needs year-round. World-class coaching and top-notch wrestlers of all ages. Find them on Instagram at Buxton Athletics and on Facebook at Buxton Athletic Training Center. By the Firth Youth Center, a proud promoter of youth athletics. Find them at www.firthyouthcenter.com. By Open Mic, for exclusive coverage of the Stateliners and the entire Hunterdon Warren Sussex area, follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. Follow the Stateliners on Facebook at Phillipsburg HS Wrestling. And follow Phillipsburg Wrestling on Twitter at Pberg HS Wrestling, Pberg HS, WRESTLIN. And welcome to the Pit. A history of Phillipsburg Wrestling is available. Order yours on Amazon today. So we enter the semifinal round. There will be 4 mats being wrestled, which will include the consolation. Semifinals will be on mats 1 and 2. Pope John and North Hunterdon are leading the way through the quarterfinal round. They each have 8 semifinalists. The Stateliners have 6, 5 for Delaware Valley and Kittatinny, 4 each for Hunterdon Central, Lenape Valley, and Sparta. Belvedere, High Point, Newton, and North Warren have 2 and 1 each for Hackettstown, Hopatcong, Warren Hills, and Vernon. The semifinals at 106 pounds will be the top seed, Hunter Lency of Belvedere, against the 5 seed, Shane Nelson of Kittatinny, and the 2 seed, Derek Shepens of Delaware Valley, against the 3 seed, Logan Waddle of North Hunterdon. At 113 pounds, top half of the bracket will be the top seed, Cooper Stort of Sparta, and he will face from Delaware Valley the 4 seed, Robert Grogan. And in the bottom half of the bracket, it'll be Phillipsburg's James Day, the 3 seed, against the 2 seed, Dan Hawes of Lenape Valley. 120, top half of the bracket, the top seed, Shane Pursley of Pope John, will face the 5, Nick Canonica of Hunterdon Central. Bottom half, Frank DeIso of North Hunterdon, the 3 seed against the 2, Nathan Fitt of Newton. 126, top half of the bracket, top seed Eddie Ventresca, defending state champ of Pope John. And he will face the 4, Gage Crater of Delaware Valley. Bottom half, the 2, Devin Liebel of High Point against the 3, Logan Matsko of Phillipsburg. 132, top half, Spencer Stort of Sparta. The top seed, he'll face the 4, Connor Quinn of North Hunterdon. Bottom half, the 2, Joe Inamorato of Phillipsburg against the 6, Colin Neal of Pope John. 138, the top, Billy Talmadge of High Point. The top seed against the 4, Tanner Peak of Hunterdon Central. Bottom half of the bracket is Garrett Stort of Sparta against He is the 2, facing the 3, Eric Fellini of Lenape Valley. 145, Kaya Cement of Pope John, the top against the 5, Nick Wong of Sparta. Bottom half, the 2, Colton Washleski of Hunterdon Central against the 3, Evan Klimas of North Hunterdon. 152, the top, Matt Garcia, number 1 of Pope John against the 4, Brandon Casey of North Warren. Bottom half, the 2, Sean Kramer of Hopatcong against the 3, Steve Malia of Warren Hills. 160, out of the top half, the top seed, Connor Fritsch of Pope John. He'll face the 4, Mekhart Abdul Jawani of Newton. And the bottom half of the bracket is the 6, Rob Fletcher of North Warren against the 7, Nate Sistoni of Phillipsburg. 170, the top, Norm Sella of Hunterdon Central against the 4, Alejandro Castro of Hackettstown. In the bottom, the 2, Shane Exley of Belvedere against the 3, James Holder of North Hunterdon. 182, the top, Nate Fawcett of North Hunterdon against the 4, Bryson Mafaro of Kittatinny. Bottom half, John Alvarez of Vernon, the 2, against number 11, Jack Stahl of Pope John. 195, the top, Jake Wicks of Phillipsburg against the 4, Robert Bruce of Kittatinny. In the bottom half of the bracket, it'll be the 3, Justin Palumbo of Lenape Valley against the 10 seed, Zach Zukowski of Delaware Valley. 220, top half of the bracket, Jackson Crawn of Kittatinny. He's the 1, facing the 4, Cole Zeidel of Pope John. The bottom, the 2, Ian Gaboro of North Hunterdon against the 3, Gage Horvath of Phillipsburg. And at 285 in the top half of the bracket, the number 8, Ty Eldridge, who knocked off Phillipsburg's top seed at 285, Cody Krutz. He will face the 5, Ryan Hall of Lenape Valley. And in the bottom half, it'll be Ryan Sutter of Delaware Valley. He's the 6 against the 2, Liam Akers of North Hunterdon. Our referees this afternoon are Russ Scarice, Stu Cohn, Barry Jackson, Frank Leitner, Doug Hess, Joe Benvenuto, Bob Dolfo, and Anthony DeFlamiri. So we get to start the top here on mat 1 at 106. Doug Hess will be the referee. And the bout is between Hunter Lindsay of Belvedere, the top seed. He's a junior 9-2, facing the 5 seed from Kittatinny, Shane Nelson. Nelson's a sophomore, 10-0. Lindsay is a junior, 9-2. And Bob will be following the other half of the bracket, which is Waddle of North Hunterdon, Shepens of Delaware Valley. So Kittatinny in the blue leggings. Belvedere in the red singlet. BHS on the back for Hunter Lindsay. Front head and arm attempted by Nelson. Trying to snap down Lindsay at the edge of the mat. Frank Leitner is assisting. Still on the edge, reaching for a leg is Nelson, can't get it. They're off back to the center with 1:16 to wrestle in the first period. Circle each other to the left. Lindsay, the top seed, a junior 9-2. And Nelson of Kittatinny, the 5 seed, a sophomore 10-0. No advantage, we've wrestled a minute as Lindsay dives in on the left leg, can't pull it in. Now front head and arm by Nelson. Lindsay trying to pop his head out of that. Still no advantage. Wrestlers break apart, and they're in the center with 40 seconds to go and a scoreless first. Trying to get in on a double is Nelson. Trying to pick up Lindsay. Lindsay reaches down for a leg and rolls. There's a takedown for Nelson, who's on top 2-0. He's up a little high here, right on the edge in front of our Stateliner Sports Network cameras. Trying to maintain control here with 10 seconds to go. Lindsay trying to get both hands around the head and pull him up off the top. Nelson is still in control. Nelson has to watch his own back here at the edge. And the period expires with a 2-0 lead for Shane Nelson of Kittatinny.
In the other bout, North Hunterdon's Luke Waddle with a 5-0 lead after one over Derek Shepins of Delaware Valley.
Nelson's choice, he defers. And Lindsay will go down to start the second. Lindsay is set. Right hand tight waist by Nelson, a roll by Lindsay. Has a hand behind the right leg of Nelson. Again, then Nelson trying to free that leg. Doug Hess stops it, potentially dangerous. So Lindsay had a hold of that ankle on Shane Nelson. Nelson got to flex that right leg a little bit. 15 seconds gone here in the second. Right hand tight waist, left elbow. Lindsay trying to get to his feet. Again rolls, Nelson stays with him. Lindsay trying to reach back again and block off Nelson with his right hand behind the right knee. Now he locks a hand and a wrist behind that right knee. Nelson picking up on the right ankle of Lindsay. Lindsay now trying to hook the leg and get himself a reversal. There's a funk roll by Nelson. Nelson is still in control here. Still, and he comes out of that scramble with control. Very good mat wrestling by both Shane Nelson of Kittatinny and Hunter Lindsay of Belvedere. Nelson looking for a near leg and far arm tilt. Lindsay with a hand and a wrist, now trying to sit back, rolling on through, and now a lever worked by Nelson. He cannot turn Lindsay with that. We're down to 30 seconds to go here in the second. It's only 2-0, but this has been a very entertaining bout here to open the semifinals at 106. Nelson still has Lindsay's right leg hooked. Lindsay reaching back, trying to trap Nelson's right arm, and they're off the mat with 8.7 seconds to go, and Nelson's still in control. Coach John Gill in the chairs across the way for Kittatinny. Nelson tried to stack Lindsay up there in the whistle, barring the left arm. He's going to run out of time. And we are through two, and it is 2-0 Shane Nelson of Kittatinny.
North Hunterdon's Logan Waddle up 5-1 over Derek Shepins of Delaware Valley. They're wrestling neutral in the third period.
Nelson looking over to the Kittatinny coaches, and he is going to choose down to start the third. Lindsay throws the left leg in. And there, Nelson has himself a reversal. Nelson on top, 4-0. Riding out the left side. Nelson had 22 wins last year as a freshman, but because of an injury, did not compete in the postseason. Lindsay sits. Nelson maintains control at the edge. Another roll. Now he sees snap Lindsay to his back momentarily. Now trying to drive him over to his right. Lindsay able to belly down and avoid being turned. 1 minute to wrestle here in the third. Doug Hess was checking with Frank Leitner. See if Frank maybe had indicated some back points. Nelson still in control here. Lindsay trying to come out Nelson's right side. If he can pop his head out. Nelson still in control. Lindsay trying to come out the back door. Lindsay near a reversal, and he will get the reversal at the edge with 32 seconds to go, and they're off the mat. So it's 4-2.
Logan Waddle has won 7-1 over Derek Shepins of Delaware Valley. Waddle advances to the finals at 106 for North Hunterdon.
Lindsay maintaining control here. Nelson tries to stand. Lindsay brings him back down. Got 15 seconds to go in regulation with a 4-2 lead. Phillipsburg's James Day is on mat 2, and we're going to go to that one, fellas, as this one ends with Nelson getting a 4-2 decision. Okay, we go to mat 2. James Day of Phillipsburg has been taken down by Dan Hawes of Lenape Valley. So Hawes has a 2-0 lead. These two met in the tournament last year, Hawes winning a 5-3 decision. Day is in the gray, predominantly gray Phillipsburg singlet. Hawes trying to work a lever in the red Lenape Valley singlet. He's the 2 seed. He's a sophomore, 11-2. Day's a sophomore, 14-4. Hawes with a left-hand tight waist and controlling the right wrist on Phillipsburg's James Day. Referee for this bout is Russ Scarice, and Anthony DeFlumeri is assisting. 40 seconds to wrestle here in the first. Dawes with a quick first period takedown, and he's been able to ride Phillipsburg's James Day. Still trying to work that, controlling the right wrist. Day has not been close to getting out. Final 5 seconds here of the first. And it's a 2-0 lead for Dan Hawes of Lenape Valley over Phillipsburg's James Day. Day defers. Hawes' choice. And he will go underneath to start the second. High Point's Clayton Hutter, who's ranked 7th in the state, not in the tournament today at 113, out with a reported shoulder injury. Day trying to work a tilt, trying to expose the right shoulder of Hawes. Hawes fought that off. Hawes to a stand. Day brings him back down to his knees. Hawes stands again, and Day was looking for a standing hazard tilt. They are off the mat, back to the center with 1:29 to wrestle here in the second.
Cooper Stewart has advanced for Sparta at 113 with a fall in 1:05 over Delaware Valley's Robert Grugan. Stewart, the top seed, is senior.
Hawes stands, now trying to sit, and he's got a reversal on Day. So it is 4-0. 4-0 in favor of Hawes, as they're off their back to the center. So a takedown and a reversal for Dan Hawes. Day is set. Day trying to crawl away in his knees. Hawes maintaining control with under a minute to wrestle in the second. Traps that right wrist of Day, trying to pull that across the body. And we're getting a We have blood time. Blood time for Phillipsburg's James Day.
They're underway at 120, where top seed Shane Pursley of Pope John has a 2-0 lead over Nick Canonica of Hunterdon Central.
Phillipsburg trainer Dwayne Bryda out to take a look at James Day. This broadcast is presented by the Stateliner Sports Network for the use of our viewing audience under the authority of the Phillipsburg Board of Education and may not be rebroadcast or retransmitted without the expressed written permission of the Stateliner Sports Network. Visit us at statelinersports.com. They have stopped the blood clock on Phillipsburg's James Day. And they'll get back to the center. So Hunter Lindsay of Belvedere, by the way, who is the top seed at 6, many thought would be in at 13. So he backed down to his weight of a year ago and runs into a very tough Shane Nelson of Kittatinny.
Pope John's Shane Pursley rides out the first period, so he maintains a 2-0 lead over Nick Canonica of Hunterdon Central at 120.
Dan Hawes of Lenape Valley continuing to ride Phillipsburg's James Day after a second period reversal. Day trying to come out and face him. He will get the escape, and they're off with 17 seconds to go. So 4-1 for Hawes now in the second. Dave trying to get in on the left leg. Hawes sprawls. Second period ends with Hawes on top, 4-1.
Shane Pursley scored a quick reversal to start the second period for Pope John. He's now up 4-0 over Nick Canonica of Hunterdon Central at 120.
And Day chose neutral in the third. James, a district third place finisher a year ago, up at 113. He's in on the left leg. Hawes trying to reach back for a whizzer, and Day has his takedown. It is 4-3. Now let's see if Stateliner coaches tell him to cut him. 4-3. Head coach Dave Post and assistant Brad Gensel in the chairs. He is going to cut him. So on the escape, it's 5-3 Hawes. They each have a takedown. The difference right now is a second period reversal by Hawes. And there's another takedown for Day. He has tied the bout at 5. Back-to-back quick takedowns here in the third. Trying to reach for a cross-face cradle. At the edge, he'll take him off. And Dave Post says cut him. So on the escape, Hawes will lead 6-5. Day finishing 6th in the region last year, 4th in the Dvorak tournament to start the season out in Chicago, 5th in the Hurricane. He has 41 career wins. Day trying to pull it, a Russian tie, can't do it. Hawes with a takedown at the edge on an ankle pick. And now, Russ Scarice then called that off. Russ Scarice, is he going to talk to Anthony Duflumeri? He does. And there is no takedown. So it's still 6-5 Hawes. We've got 48 seconds to go. It's been a good battle on their feet. Day has 2 takedowns. Hawes has 1 and very nearly converted his second. Day diving in on a double, and he got off balance. And a takedown for Hawes, and he's going to get some back points. Driving a half Nelson. He's got Day in some trouble. Driving a half Nelson to try and get more on that right shoulder, and we have blood time. And that's a 2 and a 4. That's a 6-point play for Haas, and he goes up 12-5. So Day got in on a double and kind of lost his balance with that and ended up giving up the takedown. I thought Russ Scarice indicated 4 because he stopped the action. They only have 11 on the scoreboard. I think it should be 12. Would be 12-5 in favor of Hawes.
Shane Pursley of Pope John is now up 8-2, wrestling neutral in the third period. He's got a pair of takedowns, back points, and a reversal. So they wrestle neutral against Nick Canonica of Hunterdon Central. Pursley, the top seed, might get 120.
And they have now corrected the scoreboard. It is 12-5 Hawes with 25 seconds to wrestle. So for a couple of seconds, James Day looked like he was going to be in pretty good shape there, and then ended up giving up 6. He has an escape. It's 12-6. Day trying to get in on a high crotch. Jumps him down, has the takedown. It is 12-8. And that will be the decision for Dan Hawes of Lenape Valley. 12-8 over Phillipsburg's James Day. It'll be Hawes, the 2 seed, and the top seed Cooper Stewart of Sparta in the finals at 113.
40 seconds to go now on the other mat with Shane Pursley of Pope John with an 8-2 lead. Nick Canonica just went down. Pursley gets another. It's 10-2. His third takedown. 25 seconds to go.
Fellas, we'll go to mat 2 and watch. It'll be Dieso of North Hunterdon against Fit of Newton. And the reason we'll do that is because immediately following will be Phillipsburg's Logan Matsko on that mat. Dieso is the 3 seed. He's a junior 13-2. Fit of Newton is the 2 seed. He's a junior 18-1. The referee is Anthony DiFlumeri. And Russ Scarice will assist. We've wrestled 40 seconds, and there's no advantage.
So Shane Pursley is the victor, 10-2 at 120, advancing past Nick Canonica of Hunterdon Central.
So Pursley gets the winner of our bout on mat 2 between Dieso of North Hunterdon. He's in the green and white with gold lettering. Newton's Fit in the maroon and black with Newton across the chest. Wrestled a minute and a half, and we have no advantage. Fit was third at 106 last year. And in the John Goals Warren Hills tournament semifinals, he beat Dieso 5-2 this year. Dives in on the left leg. And the first period will end with no score between Dieso and Fit. Dieso defers, and Fit will go underneath to start the second.
Eddie Ventresca of Pope John quickly up 11-0 with able to turn Gage Crater of Delaware Valley 3 times in the third period.
Dieso immediately cut Fit, so Fit has a 1-0 lead. Outside of that scramble at the end of the first period, neither Fit nor Dieso came close to a takedown. And there are no stalling warnings in the bout. DeIso trying to become North Hunterdon's second finalist. Joining the 106-pounder, Logan Waddle. I think these two have a lot of respect for each other. DeIso trying to get in on a double, because they've been very cautious in their takedown attempts. Has Fit draped across his back. See if he can, went to try and dump him down to his right hip. Now has a hand and a wrist locked just behind the left knee. Fit arching his back. He now reaches for the left ankle. At the edge, right in front of the scorer's table across the way. Again, has Fit now on his head, and a stalemate is called by referee Anthony Duflumeri. We're back to the center neutral with 37 seconds to wrestle.
126, Eddie Van Treska of Pope John with a fall in a minute 24 over Delaware Valley's Gage Crater. Van Treska, the top seed, advances to the finals.
And he is a defending state champion and looking for his fourth Hunterdon Sussex Warren Tournament Championship. Final 20 seconds here in the second. DeIso giving Fit an escape to start the period. And we have not had a takedown in the bout. We are through two. Fit on top, 1-0. And DeIso will go down in the third. Fit, right hand tight waist, left elbow. Picks up on the right ankle. Has the left leg in, trying to take DeIso off his base. Flattens him out. DeIso again tries to get to his knees. Fit takes the left wrist, keeps his weight on the back of DeIso. 40 seconds gone here in the third with Fit on top, 1-0. Stalemate is called by referee Anthony Duflumeri. And DeIso will get a fresh start here in the down position with a minute 13 to go in the bout.
At 132, Spencer Stewart of Sparta up 4-0 over Connor Quinn of North Hunterdon in the first period.
A roll gives DeIso an escape, and we are 1-1 in the third. Working takedowns, and really neither one has come close. Fit wanted an arm drag. Underhooks the right shoulder, then an ankle pick. Whizzer trying to step across the whizzer. DeIso fights that off, and they are out of bounds with 44 seconds left in regulation. Chris Harunka, the head coach of the Lions, in the chairs to the right. And for the Braves, Eric Billette to the left. Under 30 seconds to go in regulation. Fit took half a shot. Barrel roll, half a shot by DeIso. Ankle pick by Fit, and he's got the takedown. Again, it seemed like he lost, that DeIso lost his balance more so than it was a great takedown attempt by Fit. DeIso's trying to come around for a reversal. Fit blocks him off with his left arm, dumps DeIso down to his right hip, and Fit will win the bout 3-1. So the top two seeds will meet in the final at 120. Shane Pursley of Pope John and Nathan Fit of Newton.
Spencer Stewart of Sparta is up 5-0 in period two, just underway there, having escaped over Connor Quinn of North Hunterdon.
So 120 will be a Pope John Newton final. Right now, we've got out of 6 finalists, 6 different schools are represented: Kittatinny, Lenape Valley, Newton, North Hunterdon, Pope John, and Sparta. All right, 126, Logan Matsko of Phillipsburg, the 3 seed. He's a junior, 9-2. Facing the 2 seed, Devin Liebel of High Point. He's a senior, 13-2. In on a takedown for Liebel. Leads Matsko 2-0. These two had a barn burner last year in the dual meet at High Point, with Matsko scoring a come-from-behind win in the closing seconds. Liebel picks up Matsko on the mat return. Reaching across face, trying to take the right elbow. 45 seconds gone here in the first. High Point without a couple of their studs in the tournament today. Liebel trying to tilt Matsko to his right. Now Russ Scarice counts. He got a 2 count. Still trying to pick up around the chin and turn Matsko to his left. That may have been 2 1 counts and not a 2. Russ Scarice indicated he's not been able. There's a 2 count. Does have 2 back points coming on that tilt. Turns Matsko again. That's a 3 count. Down to 20 seconds to go. Liebel still in control of Matsko. Points not yet awarded. Matsko gets to his knees. There's the back points awarded to Liebel. And he's up 4-0 here. And trying to turn Matsko again. He got a 2 count 3. He's got a 5 count. He's got 3 back points coming. And Liebel is up 7-0 after 1. He has turned Phillipsburg's Logan Matsko twice.
Connor Quinn from North Hunterdon is riding in the third period at 132, but trailing 7-0 as now 8-0 as now Spencer Stewart of Sparta escapes, and they'll go neutral.
Matsko going underneath to start the second. Tries to stand and picking him up. Liebel steps through to maintain control. We believe Logan Matsko will be down at 120 this coming week when the State Liners take on North Hunterdon on Wednesday. Matsko trying to get to a stand. Matsko, a defending district and region champ at 106. He stands, he's out. 7-1 Liebel. Liebel dives in again, a high crop, picks up Matsko, dumps him down. Does not have control yet. There is the takedown for Liebel. He's up 9-1. He looks a lot stronger than Logan Matsko. We did not see the weigh-in sheets. Liebel's ranked number 4 in the state, according to NJ.com. And he's been in control of Phillipsburg's Logan Matsko here at 126. Matsko sits. Liebel breaks him back down to his knees. Under 30 seconds to go here in the second. Matsko trying to pull that left hand off his right shoulder. Right hand tight waist by Liebel. Final 10 seconds. There's stalemate's called by referee Russ Scarice with 8 seconds to wrestle here in the second.
Sparta's Spencer Stewart advances at 132, a 10-0 decision over North Hunterdon's Connor Quinn.
Again, Liebel picks up. Matsko tries to step through. He's up 9-1 after 2. And Liebel will choose neutral in the third. He has taken down Matsko twice. Dives in on that right leg. Matsko sprawls. Matsko head out the right side. Tries to snap, and it stopped, or that whistle's on another mat. He's got a takedown, trying to drive, sinks a half. He's got Matsko's left arm tied up, has Matsko in a lot of troubles. Scarice calls the fall. It comes in 4:29. 4:29 for Devin Liebel of High Point to avenge that dual meet loss a year ago to Logan Matsko. So Ventresca of Pope John and Liebel of High Point in the finals at 126. That's Pope John's second finalist. Okay, 132, and we stay on mat number 2. This is Phillipsburg's Joe Innamorato, the 2 seed. Innamorato's a sophomore, 11-4, facing the 6 seed, Colin Neal of Pope John. He's a sophomore, 3-5. Neal trying to drive through. At the edge of the mat as Innamorato tries to circle back in. Anthony DiFlumeri is the referee, and Russ Scarice assisting in this bout at 132. They're off back to the center at 1:11 to wrestle in the first. Neal advancing with a fall in 5:33 over Michael Castles of North Warren in the preliminaries as Innamorato's in on his right leg. And Neal won 10-6 in the quarters over Frank Mastroini of Hopatcong. Innamorato still has that right leg now wrapped around the right ankle, trying to turn back in, trying to cover both legs. And they're off, no advantage, 26 seconds to wrestle in the first.
At 138, High Point's Billy Talmadge, the top seed, is up 2-0 after 1, wrestling at Tanner Peak of Hunterdon Central. Peak riding in the second period.
Innamorato trying to snap down on Neal. Final 10 seconds here. We have a scoreless first between the 2 seed and the 6 seed here at 132. First period ends scoreless. Anthony DiFlumeri flips the disc. Innamorato going to choose down to start the second. Innamorato stands. He's out in 4 seconds. And the Stateliner sophomore has a 1-0 lead. In on the right leg, Innamorato, and trying to set up a cradle. Still no takedown awarded. Anthony DiFlumeri says no control, and they are off, no advantage. And Dave Post appealing to Russ Scarice, but there will be nothing to discuss, and there is no takedown. Innamorato snaps down Neal, front head and arm. Head out the left side, now flattens him out, spins around. Now looking for a barrel roll of his own is Neal. He has Innamorato in a sitting position. Innamorato trying to throw him back over top. Innamorato trying to block off behind the right leg, and there is a takedown awarded to Neal. He leads Innamorato 2-1. Just under a minute to wrestle here in the second. Inamorado stands, he's out, and the bout is tied at 2. Inamorado, last year district champ, 5th in the region. And getting hit for backing off on the stalling call is Colin Neal. Dives in on the left leg, front head and arm by Inamorado. Trying to spin around to Neal's right. Inamorado hanging on to Inamorado's right arm above the elbow, and Inamorado finishes that takedown. He leads 4-2. Right hand tight waist. A roll by Neal. Inamorado now in on both legs. Neal in a sitting position. Tries to throw Inamorado over top of him again, just like he did before. Inamorado hanging on behind the right leg, and he will ride out this period. Ahead 4-2 after 2.
138 top seed Billy Talmadge of High Point with a 3-0 lead as they start the third period against Tanner Peak of Hunterdon Central.
Neal will choose underneath to start the third. He has a takedown. Inamorado has a takedown, 2 escapes. Neal reaches back for Inamorado's right leg, can't get it. Inamorado trying to trap the left wrist. Riding out the left side. Wants to bar that left arm. Anthony Duflameri looking right in at that as Inamorado bars the left arm. Reaching inside for the right wrist. Can't get control of that yet. Now he reaches, gets a hand on the wrist. He wanted a half Nelson from the right side with that bar. Sitting behind Neal and barring that left arm. Reaching for the right wrist. Inamorado wants to turn him the other way with a bar and a half. Now again a bar and a wrist. Just under a minute to wrestle here in the third. Inamorado been able to ride but not turn Colin Neal of Pope John. Still has that bar and the right wrist. Now he flips him over. Anthony Duflameri looking in. That'll be 2 back points for Inamorado. And he leads 6-2, and we have 30 seconds to go in the bout. So Joe Inamorado now 25 seconds away from becoming Phillipsburg's first finalist in this 2020 Hunterdon Sussex Warren tournament. And he would face the top seed, Spencer Stewart, unbeaten from Sparta. Stewart was a runner-up a year ago. Inamorado will win a 6-2 decision at 132. So Inamorado and Stewart, the finals at 132.
High Point's Billy Talmadge up 3-1 with just 6 seconds to go as both wrestlers are on their feet. And time expires with just a stalling warning there. So Billy Talmadge, the top seed, advances at 138 over Hunterdon Central's Tanner Peak by a score of 3-1.
We'll stay on mat 1, fellas. Well, we'll go to mat 1. It'll be Kaya Cement of Pope John, the top seed. He is a senior, 6-1, facing the 5 seed from Sparta, Nick Wong. He's a sophomore, 10-4. Cement 5th in the state a year ago, and looking for his second Hunterdon Sussex Warren title. Reaching for a leg. And scoring a takedown is Kaya Cement. He's on top 2-0. Riding out the right side. Trying to work a hazard. And he's got Wong on his back. The referee for this bout, Joe Benvenuto. Cement will have 3 back points coming. 3 on the board. And Cement leads 5-0. Turns him again. And a body press on and the fall in a minute for Kaya Cement of Pope John. So Cement in the finals at 145. So we're going to go to we'll be at 152 on mat 1. And I will watch Matt Garcia of Pope John. He's the top seed, facing the 4, Brandon Casey of North Warren. Quickly a takedown, and he has Casey on his back. Barry Jackson, the referee for this one, and he's got Casey in a lot of trouble. Garcia stacking him up in a cradle, and the fall that comes in 20 seconds. Garcia with the fall.
The other semifinal at 138, Garrett Stewart of Sparta up 4-1 over Eric Fellini of Lenape Valley. They're now starting the second period. Stewart the 2 seed, Fellini the 3.
We're going 160 here on mat 1. I mean, 160 in the other half of the bracket. We would be watching Sestowney of Phillipsburg, but we're not there yet. We're only at 138.
Correct.
At on mat number 2. So let's stay with that 138, Bob.
Okay, Sparta's Garrett Stewart with a 5-1 lead as they wrestled neutral in the second period with 1:11 to go. Stewart for Sparta in the blue and Fellini for Lenape Valley in the red. Fellini is senior, 14-0, and the 3 seed. Stewart, the 2 seed, 14-0 and a senior as they lock up. Russ Scalise, the referee for that bout.
I'll be keeping an eye on mat 1. That's at 160, Connor Fritsch of Pope John, the top seed, who has a 2-0 lead over the 4, Makart Abu Jarud of Newton.
Fellini trying for a single, and Stewart fights him off as they lock back up and separate. .115 to go in period 2 as they lock and circle. Fellini tries to duck under.
That was the mat 2 scoreboard is low.
Excuse me, 5, yes, thank you. That would make it 7 seconds to go with a stalling warning there coming. 7 seconds to go in period 2. And period 2 ends 5-1 with Stewart maintaining the lead in the Sparta blue.
And maintaining the lead on mat 1 is Connor Fritsch of Pope John.
Fellini has choice and takes down. Comes to his feet and quickly brought back down by Stewart. Back up to his feet and separates. So an escape for Fellini. Now trails 5-2. Minute 44 to go as they go off the mat. Circling again and tying up. Stewart again with the lead. He could afford to just lock up and burn some time. Ducks down for a single, comes back. As Fellini fights him off. Stewart now down on all fours. Fellini on top, trying to duck back under. And blocked off by Stewart. As they go off the mat with 1:10 to go. Still 5-2, Sparta's Garrett Stewart.
We are through one on mat one with the top seed, Fritsch of Pope John, ahead 2-0.
Fellini tried to duck under again, fought off by Stewart. Stewart now pushes into him, trying to come up the ankles, and does get two from Russ Scalise. So that'll put him up 7-2. His third takedown of the bout. He's hanging on that leg with 47 seconds to go. As Fellini drapes over top, but can't get free. Stalemate called, and they'll go back to the center.
We have an escape. Mat 1, Connor Fritsch of Pope John now ahead 3-0, working takedowns with Newton's Abu Jaoud.
Stewart picks the ankle, and then Fellini comes to his feet and escapes. That makes it 7-3. 30 seconds to go. They're near the edge with a underhook from Stewart. Fellini now over top, trying to cup the chin, pull his way around. I think Stewart's going to be content to hang on to that arm and just keep him neutral as they go off with 9 seconds to go.
Fritsch has a takedown. Pope John wrestler now ahead 5-0, 1 minute gone in the second.
So Garrett Stewart, the 2 seed, will advance with a 7-3 victory over Eric Fellini of Lenape Valley. Stewart to the finals for Sparta.
And he will face the top seed, Talmadge of High Point.
Talmadge looked good early, Mike, on his feet. Aggressive. And once he got the lead, though, he was comfortable in just staying there.
Sparta right now leading with 3 finalists. Pope John has 2. High Point has 2. 1 each for Kittatinny, Lenape Valley, Newton, North Hunterdon, and Phillipsburg.
So 145 now, we have 2 seed Colton Washleski for Hunterdon Central in the black, and Evan Klimas of North Hunterdon, the 3 seed, a senior, in the dark with the yellow stripes. As Klimas trying to duck under, and now the advantage more for Washleski, who's got Klimas on his back. Takedown for Washleski. And back points. Not yet counted out.
Going to period 3, 5-0 lead for Fritsch of Pope John at 160.
So Washleski trying to tilt Klimas with a bar. So he's got a pair of back points. That makes it 4-0 Colton Washleski. As Klimas tries to scurry out near the edge with 50 seconds to go, and they're off the mat. So Washleski with a takedown and a pair of back points. He's up 4-0 with 48 seconds to go in period 1 and riding.
Fritsch is now up 9-1, a minute and a half remaining at 160.
Washleski's got Klimas flat to the mat as Klimas now comes back up to his base, tries to roll back. Washleski stays with him. They're near the edge. Working a bar from behind Washleski with a tight waist, and now they're off with 20 seconds to go in the first period. Washleski, the 2 seed, a junior, 11-2. Klimas, the 3 seed, is senior, 13-1 for North Hunterdon.
And the winner gets to take on the top seed, Kaya Semen of Pope John.
Who looked very good. Kaya Semen having bested Travis Jones a year ago. Klimas trying to sit back into Washleski, but he stays with him. So the period one ends with a 4-0 edge for Washleski. Klimas defers, and Washleski will take underneath as they start period two. Underway with Washleski to his feet, brought back by Klimas with a tight waist. Trying to bar the near arm. Gives up on that.
Fritsch is up 10-1, 18 seconds remaining.
Klimas is draped over top of Washleski as he tries to spin free. Riding a bit high. Washleski coming out neutral now to give a reversal. So 6-0 for Colton Washleski. A minute and a half to go in the second period. Klimas to his knees, trying to Granby roll through. Washleski staying with him and working a tilt now with a couple back points being counted out.
Fritsch wins a 10-1 major decision for Pope John at 160.
So a pair of back points, that'll make it 8-0 for Colton Washleski. With a minute to go in the second period.
And now wrestling on mat 1. We will stay on mat 2, but Hunterdon Central with another grappler.
Washleski's got Klimas turned, and he scores a pin there with an arm bar. And that comes in 3-11. So a fall for Colton Washleski for Hunterdon Central. He advances to the finals at 145 over Evan Klimas of North Hunterdon.
That should be a good one between state-ranked wrestlers. Cement of Pope John and Washleski of Hunterdon Central. That's Hunterdon Central's first finalist.
So the format now at 152. Hopatkong's Sean Kramer, the second seed, a senior, and Stephen Malia of Warren Hills, a sophomore, the 3 seed. Warren Hills in the black with the blue WH on the side. Hopatkong in the green with the letters along the side of the lighter stripe.
Mat 1 has Norm Sella of Hunterdon Central, the top seed, and he's facing the 4, Alejandro Castro of Hackettstown.
Kramer and Malia tying up here and break apart with a minute and a half to go in the first period.
Takedown for Sella. He's on top 2-0.
Kramer in on a single, being fought off by Malia, trying to come around behind. Malia draped over, blocking off the ankle through the legs. And Malia now bulls his way over on top. And takedown called by Russ Scarice. And a couple back points. So that makes it 4-0 for Stephen Malia.
First period ends at 170 on mat 1 with Norm Sella of Hunterdon Central on top of Alejandro Castro of Hackettstown 2-0.
30 seconds to wrestle in the first period. Malia riding with the far arm a bit high as he comes back, keeping that far arm. Trapping the ankle with his own. There's 7 seconds to go in the period. And period 1 ends with Stephen Malia of Warren Hills up 4-0.
Sella has a 2-0 lead after 1, and they started neutral and have stayed neutral through 40 seconds in period 2. Sella of Hunterdon Central, Castro of Hackettstown.
Malia deferred choice. Kramer took down as they will start the second period. Malia stays behind, trying to bar the near arm. Get the opposite wrist, see if he can run that. Reaching for the opposite wrist. Trying to hip his way over from the left side.
Castro with a second period takedown and then a quick escape for Sella. Sella with a 3-2 lead, 40 seconds to go in the second.
Kramer's trying to stay belly down to keep from getting barred over. Now Malia works that arm from the opposite side, now gives up. Minute 19 to go in the second period. Malia trying to work a half. Kramer's not been able to shake free here or even clear Malia's weight from on top of him. So we're down to a minute in period 2. Probably gets stopped soon as he's losing his headgear underneath. As Kramer comes to his base near the edge. Malia staying behind. And they are off the mat with 43 seconds to go.
Okay, it's 3-2 Sella. As we go to the third, it was Sella's choice, and he took neutral. So they both took neutral with their choices.
Kramer chose down here to start period 2, but has not been able to shake free of Stephen Malia. Malia barring the arm now, trying to snap him back. Kramer comes around to face him and now does get the escape. Make it 4-1 with 30 seconds to go in the second period.
I want to check that, Bob. Sella, it was his choice. He chose down, and Castro cut him. So it's 4-2 Sella.
Kramer draped over top of the front of Malia with 10 seconds. Now trying to come around the back. Still no advantage for Russ Scarice. And that's how the period's going to end, neutral. So it stays 4-1, Malia of Warren Hills, who will now have the choice, and he takes bottom to start the third period.
We are under a minute to go at 170 with Norm Sella of Hunterdon Central leading Alejandro Castro of Hackettstown 4-2.
Malia quickly up to neutral, and that makes it 5-1. Now he jumping in on a single, comes around the corner and gets the takedown, his second, to make it 7-1 with a minute and a half to go. Kramer only getting the escape late in the second period for his sole point here. Malia traps the far ankle with his hand.
Castro Bob has finished a double, and he tied it with under 10 seconds to go, and Sella got out with 3 seconds to go, and Sella will win a 1-point decision 5-4. Sella of Hunterdon Central escaping with 4 seconds to go, and he wins 5-4.
Malia riding with a minute to go in the bout now, 7-1. He's got legs in. As Kramer tries to come to his feet, Malia trying to just hip him down with the legs in and stop for potentially dangerous. So 40 seconds, just under. Malia riding 7-1.
So Mat 1, which is where the top-seeded wrestlers are, now three weight classes ahead of Mat 2, because we're going to start 182 with Nate Fawcett of North Hunterdon, the top seed, and Bryson Mafaro of Kittatinny.
Malia's got legs in and manages to bring Kramer back down to the mat. See if he can turn him here just with his legs, really. I'm sorry, working a half. Loses that, has come back around, gets a couple back points out of it. So that'll make it 9-1. My view of the clock being blocked here, where they were under 10. So that's a final 9-1 for Stephen Malia for Warren Hills. He advances at 152 over Hopatcon's Sean Kramer.
Hope John with 4. Matt Garcia will be Malia's opponent. at 152. All right, we go to 160. We'll stay on mat 2, fellas, because Phillipsburg's Nate Sestowney will be out. He is the 7 seed. He's facing the 6, Rob Fletcher of North Warren. Fletcher is a senior, 11-2. Sestowney is a sophomore, 14-4. Sestowney looked for an inside trip, now drops down to the legs at the edge of the mat. Referee for this bout, Anthony DeFlumeri. Sestowney still has the left leg to a double, picks him up, drops him down as the takedown. Sestowney on top, 2-0. Sestowney barring the left arm. And around the chin, trying to drive a cement. And he loses Fletcher. It's 2-1. Anthony DeFlumeri, after discussion with Russ Scarice, says Sestowney was still in control with 1:13 to wrestle here in the first. Fletcher sits. Sestowney throws the right leg in. Trying to reach in for a wrist. Trying to set up a power half. Under a minute to wrestle here in the first. Sestowney on top, 2-0. And trying to sink that left leg and the right leg as Fletcher tries to stand. Fletcher stands. Sestowney brings him back. Keeps a leg in to maintain control. Trying to pick up on the left ankle to take Fletcher off his base. "15 seconds to wrestle here in the first. Fletcher stands. Sestowney standing behind him, and he will take him off the mat. And a stalling warning on Sestowney.
So here on mat 1 at 182, Nathan Fawcett for North Hunterdon up 7-2 over Zach Mafaro of Kittatinny, wrestling with 1.5 to go in the second period.
Sestowney's up 2-0 after 1. Fletcher's choice on the flip of the disc. He's going to change some headgear. Looks over to the North Warren coaches. He will defer. Sestowney says he will take neutral. Sestowney winner by fall in 57 seconds over Tyler Lagan of Delaware Valley. And then in the quarters, a winner by fall in 51 seconds over the 2 seed, Garrett Lusher of Voorhees. Fletcher, winner by fall in 5:23. He's looking for a bear hug on Sestowney. Sestowney's able to fight that off. Sestowney tried to get in on the right leg, and Fletcher tried to horse his way behind. They're off neutral at 1:28. Fletcher a fall in 5:23 over Gian Nippenberg of Kittatinny, and then a decision 5-1 over Owen Frizzell of Warren Hills. Sestowney trying to get in on a double, trying to settle for a single behind the right leg. Dumps Fletcher down to his right hip. And there's a takedown for Sestowney. He leads 4-0. Dave Post shouting at Sestowney to grab the left leg, which he does, and tries to tilt him toward his back, and rolling on through was Fletcher, and Fletcher has a reversal.
Top seed Nate Fawcett at 182 advances with a fall in 3:49 over Bryson Mafaro of Kittatinny. Fawcett for North Hunterdon. And Jake Wicks is now up on the near mat.
All right, Bob, you keep us posted on Wicks, and I'll stay with Sestowney. Sestowney leading 4-2, 20 seconds to wrestle Sestowney underneath here in the second. Sestowney stands, and Fletcher took Sestowney over, but Sestowney rolled on through. Second period ends, Sestowney on top, 4-2. It's going to be Fletcher's choice in the third. Fletcher will take neutral in the third.
Jake Wicks now on his back with 1:20 to go in the first period as Bruce made a lateral drop and he gets a fall as he stuck Wicks. In 46 seconds.
Mike Weileman telling Bob and I before the match that these two wrestled, Wicks and Bruce wrestled on Thursday, and it was a barn burner that Wicks won 11-9, and Mike said that Bruce had put Wicks on his back in that one.
Well, Wicks had a deep single. Mike could not finish it early within the first half minute.
Fletcher and Sestowney are tied at 4, with Fletcher now riding. Sestowney to his feet, trying to pull the hands apart. Fletcher picks him up, brings him down. Sestowney trying to Peterson roll by Sestowney, and he's got a reversal and some back points. Sestowney hit a Peterson. Will turn in, keeps the right leg. That's 5 on the Peterson by Sestowney to lead 9-4. Sestowney still in control at the edge of the mat. And they are off with Sestowney still in control. So Sestowney hit a 5-point Peterson to lead 9-4 as he tries to advance to the final against Connor Fritsch of Pope John. Sestowney right hand tight waist. Throws the right leg in. Trying to chop at the arm. Fletcher trying to stand and shake Sestowney up over top. And a reversal as he came out the back door. A reversal for Fletcher. It is 9-6 Sestowney. 20 seconds to go in the bout. He hooks Sestowney's right leg. Trying to pressure the left elbow. Flattens out Sestowney. Stalling on Sestowney and a point for Fletcher. It is 9-7, and that will be the final. Nate Sestowney of Phillipsburg has advanced to the final. A 9-7 decision over Rob Fletcher of North Warren.
At 120, top seed Jackson Cron of Kittatinny with an early 2-1 lead over Cole Zidell of Pope John. Cron just getting his second takedown to go up 4-1.
I will follow, we'll stay on mat 2. That is James Holder of North Hunterdon. He's the 3 seed. Shane Exley of Belvedere is the 2 seed. I do not see Belvedere down at the far end. Yeah, they're just calling out. Here it comes. There's Shane Exley coming down the left side of the gym. Holder in the green, gray, Belvedere in the red and white. Shane Exley. Russ Scarice will be the referee for this bout. They tie up outside the center, 15 seconds gone and no advantage. Russ Scarice, the referee for this one. Anthony DeFlumery's assisting. Exley with a pad, black pad on the left knee. I think more of a brace, really, than a pad. Holder reaches in for the right leg, can't pull it in. They're on the edge, and Holder will push Exley off the mat. They'll get a fresh start. Exley with a bye into the quarters, where he won 3-0 over Phillipsburg's Dennis Perez. Holder had a fall in 20 seconds in the first round over Luke Negrin of Vernon. He's got the right leg of Exley, and Holder has a takedown. He is on top 2-0. And Holder had a fall in 1:42 over Evan Raposo of Kittatinny in the quarters. Holder maintaining control. Trying to bar the left arm. Now spins around, maintains control. We're down to 10 seconds to go here in the first. And it is 2-0 Holder after one.
Kittatinny's Jackson Cron up now 8-2 as they start the third period at 2:20 over Cole Zidell of Pope John. Cron taking the bottom for period 3.
The winner of Holder and Exley will take on the top seed Norm Sulla of Hunterdon Central. Holder underneath to start the second. And he is out quickly. And he's now ahead 3-0. They're off neutral. Dan McIntyre, head coach of Belvedere, in the chairs, and Chris Arunca. McIntyre, of course, a standout at Liberty, Bethlehem Liberty. And Arunca wrestled at Warren Hills, the head coach of the Lions. Holder ties up with Exley. Exley tries to backpedal towards the center. We've got a minute to go here in the second, with Holder on top 3-0. Lions put 8 in the semis, and through 152, they have one finalist. Holder bidding to become this. There's nice ankle pick by James Holder for a takedown. And he leads 5-0. Reaches back behind the right knee. Holder riding out the left side, barring that left arm. And Russ Scarice watching that does not become a chicken wing, and he will stop it, potentially dangerous, with 1 second remaining in the second.
Jackson Cron advances to the finals at 2:20 for Kittatinny with a 10-4 victory over Cole Zidell of Pope John.
After two, 5-0 James Holder of North Hunterdon over Shane Exley of Belvedere. Off they go. Minute 45 to wrestle in this one. Holder has been in control of Shane Exley of Belvedere in the battle between the 2, Exley, and the 3, Holder. Exley dives into the left leg and Holder sprawls. Oh, again, a second ankle pick by Holder that he converts into a takedown and leads 7-0. Beautiful ankle pick by Holder. Traps the left wrist, pulling that across the body on Exley. Exley stands. Holder picks him up, drops on the mat, return, but they're off the mat. We've got 58 seconds to go in the bout. And Coach Runka says cut him. So on the escape, it's 7-1. Holder trying to build to the major decision here. Lions at a clock didn't start. The clock did not start on mat 2. Still has not started. And no one has noticed that but me. There we go. There, Russ Scarice going to run some more time off that clock. It was started at 52. And Russ, they're going to take that down to 45. And do we have some blood time or injury time for Shane Exley? It is injury time that's rolling for Exley. He and Lindsay, the 2 Belvedere semifinalists. Lindsay, the top seed, got knocked off by Shane Nelson of Kittatinny in the semis at 106. They stopped the injury time. He was just over a minute. 45 seconds to go in the bout, and it's a 7-1 lead for James Holder of North Hunterdon. We will be back here on Wednesday night for Phillipsburg North Hunterdon in a very big duel. The Lions steadily climbing up the rankings in New Jersey. The New Jersey Wrestling Writers Association has North Hunterdon 5. NJ.com has North Hunterdon 5. And North Hunterdon is 4 in the Express Times area. And the Stateliners, as far as statewide rankings, are 13th by the Wrestling Writers, 15th by NJ.com, and 7 in the area. 6 seconds to go on a stalling call. It is 8-1, and that will be the final for James Holder of North Hunterdon in the final at 170. Well, he will meet Norm Sella of Hunterdon Central.
At 285, Ty Eldred of Kittatinny, the 10 seed, trailing Ryan Hall of Lenape Valley 1-0 in the second period with 30 seconds to go as they're both wrestling neutral. Hall got an escape early in the second period. First period was scoreless. Eldred having surprised Cody Krutz in the quarterfinals.
Let's stay on mat 1.
So we're going to be, looks like 1-0 near the end of the second period here as they just grapple in the center. Hall for Lenape Valley in the red, Eldred for Kittatinny in the blue and gray. So 1-0 after 2. The choice now going to Ty Eldred, and he takes down. And tries to come to his base. As Hall rides from the side with a tight waist trying to clamp down on the near arm of Ty Eldred. Gets him down flat again, trying to work a bar. Ryan Hall now pushing down on the head, picking up on the ankle, but he's almost went flat there. Now back up. Eldred to his base. Hall trying to take the near arm now, working over top of the head. He's got Eldred back flat again.
Jack Stahl of Pope John on mat 2 has a 2-0 lead over John Alvarez of Vernon. He is the 2 seed. Alvarez is the 2 seed. Stahl is the 11. He's 5-3 on the season. Alvarez is 9-1. And now it's 2-2.
Ryan Hall trying to work a half Nelson as he rides Ty Eldred. Eldred chose bottom here, but with 45 seconds to go, he has not come close to getting out. He's now to his feet for the first time as Hall brings him back down with a tight waist. 33 seconds. Ryan Hall riding out with a 1-0 lead. Eldred back to his base, now flat again, near the edge. Frank Leitner, the referee, assisted by Barry Jackson. 15 seconds as they're near the edge. Eldred up to his base, trying to face in, and now they go off. Stop the clock a little late there, but 8 seconds to roll.
Okay, Alvarez has a 4-2 lead after 1.
Eldred chose bottom. Has not come close to getting out. 8 seconds to go as he comes to his feet and stands. Hall finds, he's trying to tear at the hands with a second to go, and time expires before he can break free. So Ryan Hall for Lenape Valley holds on with a 1-0 lead. The 5th seed, he will advance to the finals at 285 over Ty Eldred of Kittatinny.
Hall will await the winner of Ryan Sutter of Delaware Valley and Liam Akers of North Hunterdon. So all the semis have been finished on mat 1, so we can we'll watch on mat 2, where we have Jack Stahl of Pope John, who's riding the 2 seed John Alvarez of Vernon. It's 4-4 in the second. Stahl in the Pope John blue, Vernon underneath in black. Some back points coming for Stahl. Stahl will get from referee Anthony Duflamery. He'll get some back points. He gets 2, and it is 6-4. 6-4 Stahl. And fellas, we're going to have to go to mat 1 because that's where Phillipsburg's Gage Horvath is going to be. Horvath will wrestle Ian Gaboro of North Hunterdon in a battle between the 2 and the 3. After 2 on mat 2, it's 6-4 Stahl. That's at 182 pounds over Alvarez of Vernon. And now on mat 1, we have Gage Horvath of Phillipsburg, the 3 seed, a junior 11-5, against the senior Ian Gaboro, 11-0, the 2 seed of the Lions. Gaboro winning 5-2 last year in the dual meet during the regular season. They did not wrestle then in the sectional final. Good crowd expected for that Wednesday night match, Phillipsburg and North Hunterdon. .30 seconds wrestled here, no advantage between Gaboro and Horvath. Have been some Phillipsburg North battles today in the quarters. Deiso decisioned Ransdell of Phillipsburg. Matsko got a win, a major decision win up at 126, just a couple of that I recall. Wrestled over a minute, no advantage here between Horvath and Gaboro. Horvath had a fall in the preliminaries in a minute 11 over Peter Kofrancesco of Sparta, and then won 7-5 in sudden victory over Nick Moose of Delaware Valley after he surrendered a late takedown. Gaboro had a preliminary bye, and then won by fall in a minute 15 over Justin Klass of High Point. We're under 20 seconds to go here in a scoreless second. Horvath in that predominantly garnet singlet with gray and white trim, Peberg across the chest, and Gaboro's out in black for the Lions with gold trim. Scoreless first period between Horvath and Gaboro. Horvath will go underneath to start the second. And Gaboro's going to give him the escape. So Horvath, they had 1-0 in the second. Horvath with a brace on the left knee. He is bidding to become the Stateliner's third finalist. Joining Innamorato and Zastowny. Stateliners had put 6 in the semis, and 3 so far have fallen. Day, Matsko, and Wicks. 40 seconds gone here in the second. Neither Gaboro or Horvath close to a takedown yet in a period and a half, almost. Gaboro reached for Horvath's left leg, couldn't pull it in. Now Horvath's in Gaboro's right leg. Gaboro sprawls, able to free his leg. He's trying to work a front head and arm. Horvath's spinning with him, trying to pull that from around his chin. Gaboro still wants to try and horse Horvath down, and Horvath pops out of that with 45 seconds to wrestle in the second. Final 30 seconds here of the second.
Pope John's Jack Stahl advanced the finals at 182 with a 9-6 win over John Alvarez of Vernon.
Final 10 seconds. It's going to be Gaboro's choice in the third. And we are through 2. Gaboro's choice in the third. He's going underneath. Stands right away. He's out in 2 seconds. So we are 1-1 and looking for takedowns here in the third. Gaboro reached for Horvath's left leg, couldn't pull it in. Wrestlers break apart. Backpedal to the center with minute 20 to go. Horvath went for a leg in the second and was almost countered by Gaboro. And that semi-flurry there, the only Only time either wrestler close to a takedown. Horvath looking for a bear hug, trying to jack up Gaboro. That didn't work. And we're under a minute to go in regulation. Horvath trying to circle as Gaboro pushes in. Again, they circle at the edge. Horvath looking for that inside tie. They backpedal to the center. Horvath trying to pull off the left hand from behind his neck and does, and he keeps control of the left wrist, loses it. So they hand fight. 20 seconds to go in regulation. Down to 10 in regulation. Gaboro dives in on Horvath's leg and gets the takedown with 3 seconds to go, and he will win a 3-1 decision. Gaboro gets the decision 3-1 on a takedown with 3 seconds to go. So it'll be Cron of Kittatinny and Gaboro of North Hunterdon in the finals at 220.
Across the way at 195, Delaware Valley's Zach Zakowski and Justin Palumbo of Lenape Valley tied at 2 with a minute to go in the second period. Zakowski with the first period takedown, Palumbo with escapes in period 1 and period 2. Palumbo, the 3-seed, junior 8-5. Zakowski, the 10-seed, a senior 11-2.
And we'll stay on mat 1, Bob. I'll keep an eye on the heavyweight battle. It is the 2nd seed, Liam Akers of North Hunterdon, and he's facing from Delaware Valley, Ryan Sutter. He's the 6th seed, and Sutter has a takedown and a 2-0 lead.
So Palumbo of Lenape Valley is in the red, Zakowski for Delaware Valley in the yellow, as they circle with 10 seconds to go in the second period.
And Sutter also in the Del Val yellow or gold.
Period 2 ends, tied at 2.
Akers stands. Sutter trips him back down to his knees. Sutter trying to control the left wrist. Under a minute to wrestle here in the first. Coach Harunka up and encouraging Akers, telling him to get up. Sutter keeps that weight on his back. Trying to, Akers sits, trying to turn in. Sutter spins right with him. Akers stands. Sutter trips him back down. And Akers got shaken up. Sutter tripped him back down. Akers got shaken up, and Coach Harunka out to talk to him, and the Phillipsburg and St. Luke's training staff out to take a look. Andy Fitz, head coach of Delaware Valley, talking to his wrestler, Sutter. Flexing that left leg, left knee on Akers.
Across the way, Zach Zakowski for Delaware Valley has a third period escape, so he is now up 3-2 with 50 seconds to go in the match.
Akers is okay. We're back to the action here at 285. Sutter trying to break down Akers. Final 20 seconds here in the first. Akers tried to stand. Sutter bringing him back down, keeps his weight on his back. Final 5 seconds. And Sutter will ride out the first. He's ahead 2-0.
Zukowski holding on to his 3-2 lead. He just got a stalling warning, but 5 seconds to go. As they bear up, Lenape Valley's Palumbo tried to get a throw, but to no avail. So Zach Zukowski for Delaware Valley advances at 195, a 3-2 win over Lenape Valley's Justin Palumbo. Zukowski, the 10 seed, will be in the finals.
And he faces the 4, Robert Bruce of Kittatinny. And Zukowski is Del Val's first finalist. So we're down to just the one bout we're calling here at 285. With Sutter of Delaware Valley in a 2-1 lead over Akers of North Hunterdon, who escaped here in the second. Pope John has 6 finalists. North Hunterdon has 4. Kittatinny and Sparta have 3. Sutter near a takedown, can't finish their off, says Barry Jackson. 2 each for High Point, Hunterdon Central, and Phillipsburg. 1 each for Del Val, Lenape Valley, Newton, and Warren Hills. Under a minute to go here in the second. 2-1 lead for Ryan Sutter of Delaware Valley. Sutter with a fall in a minute 15 over Isaiah Wilkins of Newton in the preliminaries, and won a 5-4 decision with a penalty point over Tyler McCathern of Warren Hills in the quarters. Akers had a preliminary round bye and a fall in 38 seconds over Jack Mosier of Voorhees in the quarters. Final 20 seconds to go here in the second. Wrestlers break apart. And we are through 2, with Sutter still on top, 2-1. Sutter going underneath in the third. The winner taking on Ryan Hall of Lenape Valley in the finals. Sutter trying to crawl away. Akers breaks him down. His weight high in the back of Sutter. Akers reaches in for the right wrist. Trying to reach with his left wrist to take the right wrist. Sutter stands. Akers brought him back down. 30 seconds gone here in the third. Akers trying to throw the legs in now and work a power half. Minute 15 to go in the bout. Stalling call on Sutter. First warning. Got a minute to go in the bout. Stopped, stalemated by Barry Jackson. Barry Jackson with something to say, especially to Ryan Sutter, before they get set for the restart here with 8 seconds to wrestle. Akers right hand tight waist left elbow. Trying to throw the legs in and break down Del Val's Ryan Sutter. 45 seconds to go in the bout. Sutter clinging to that 2-1 lead. He has been warned for stalling. Akers trying to turn Sutter to his right. He's got the right leg in. Akers has to watch how high he is. Now he wants to try and turn Sutter to his left. Under 25 seconds to go in the bout. Trying to turn Sutter to his left. Barry Jackson, 1 count. That's all. Sutter able to belly down. 10 seconds to go. Two seconds, 1, and was a stalling call awarded right at the buzzer? Barry Jackson called stalling right at the buzzer.
He was motioning underneath with several times before he actually raised his finger.
So we will go to overtime, tied at 2.
That one comes to the delight of the North Hunterdon coaching staff.
I was wondering if he was going to get hit because his head was on the mat.
Well, he rolled through the half attempt very well, but then once he got there, he just stayed.
In overtime, 40 seconds to go here in sudden victory. Ryan Sutter, Liam Akers. Sutter of Delaware Valley, Akers of North Hunterdon. Under 30 to go here in sudden victory. This goes to the ride out, Bob. I don't know that Sutter would be able to get out.
Nothing like when you're the last bout in a tournament round, because now it's standing room preferred as everybody crowds around the mat.
Final 10 seconds.
These guys are both slick with sweat.
So this will go to the ride out. Flip of the disc. Goes to Sutter. Sutter's going to go underneath. See who's got more left in the tank. Akers maintains control. Now he has flattened out Sutter. And when he had him there in the third period, Sutter did not come close to getting out.
Or he had a stalling point.
Final 10 seconds here. And he will ride him out. So now Akers will go down. Coach Arunca up encouraging him.
Whether this is theater or not, Sutter is appearing to be the more tired.
Yes.
See if he's playing possum.
Akers stands. Sutter trying to trip him back down, locks his hands, and he exposed the back momentarily, but he came off. The North Hunterdon coaches want locked hands. Sutter maintains control, and they are off the mat with 13 seconds remaining here in the ride out.
Akers was real close to getting out, but also real close to being put on his back.
Sutter scored first. Should this come to another 30-second period, it would be his choice. A final 30-second period. Akers is ready. Sutter, right hand tight waist. Akers sits. Sutter breaks him back down. Akers on his knees, 6 seconds to go. He rolls, and Sutter maintains control. And he gets out. Wait, nope. Joe Benvenuto, there was no buzzer. No buzzer. Joe Benvenuto says time had expired, and now we will go to the ride out. The 30-second ride out. Sutter scored first. It's going to be his choice.
Yeah, I think time did expire there.
And I think Andy Fitz said, you're going down. You got to get out. Sutter's choice. Looking at Andy Fitz. He's taking top. Okay. Sutter's going to take the top. So he has to ride him out. He has to ride him out. Akers has to try to get out. We've got a couple hundred wrestlers around this mat. On the whistle from Barry Jackson. Akers trying to stand. Stands, tearing at the hands. Sutter loses them. Akers has the escape and the win. Akers escapes, wins 3-2 in the double ride out.
It's a good energy finish for Liam Akers. give a little credit to training and conditioning.
Akers, 3-2. And he will meet Ryan Hall of Lenape Valley in the finals. I'm told we're going to have a 10-minute warm-up period before the finals start, as we try to work out getting a score sheet together for the finals. Tell you what, fellas, we're going to end the semifinals here simply by telling everyone that at 285, that was North Hunterdon advancing, and the other was Hall of Lenape Valley. All right, so when we head to the finals, which will begin in approximately 10 minutes, Pope John will have 6, North Hunterdon 5, Kittatinny and Sparta have 3, 2 for High Point, Hunterdon Central, Lenape Valley, and Phillipsburg, and 1 each for Delaware Valley, Newton, and Warren Hills. So that'll conclude our semifinals of the 2020 Hunterdon Sussex Warren Tournament. We'll be back in just a few minutes, folks. Back in a few minutes with the championship finals. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back. Okay, I started one. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very important announcement. The Blackmount Police Department has issued no one besides wrestlers will be on the area of the mats. And coaches, nobody running around, standing around. This is from the police. They offer mat surfaces. Not like spending time in a football coach.
Thank you. Thank you. It's at Cooper Sport. Hello. Thank you.